Everybody. I'll be your SA for your day, for the day. So let's start with the three rules that we'll follow in the meeting today. Number one, let's silent all our voice making devices, all your smartphones and your smart watches. Let's take 5 seconds for that. Number two, let's make sure that we don't leave the room while someone's talking. Make sure that we leave the room while an applause is given. And number three, while talking about sensitive topics like sex, religion, caste, and all, please make sure it doesn't hurt others' feelings. With this, I would like to introduce the presiding officer of the day. Jaswita says, illusions and delusions. Jaswita says, she is in 1 minute. It's too confusing. Okay. Illusions and delusions. Jaswita says is a part of everything and anything, and her life is as confusing as the statement that she has just made. With that, I would like to welcome the presiding officer onto the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, the other Pranav SA, for this wonderful introduction, even though how confusing and of an introduction that I have given. So, good evening, people. Good evening. Good evening. Again, it's me on the stage, right? Well, hi. Here we are to meet for the meeting number 227, themed Let's Talk About Illusions by Toastmaster Arpita. I declare the meeting officially open. Applause. Applause. I'm really loving this, making people do all the stuff I like. Just clap harder. Yes, energy. Very nice. Good. So I do have a few more announcements to make. Not about the announcements that I've made before, but the new ones. The first one, TAB is now a select distinguished club with 7 DCP points. 2. Toastmaster Angelina has finished her level 2. Congratulations, Toastmaster Angelina. If you can come on the camera for 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, it's all right. Okay, she is. Congratulations. Just have an applause for her. From the third announcement is also from the VP Education's office. We now have 100% pathway adoption. That is, all of you right here have a path, have chosen your own personalized path. So clap for yourself. The fourth announcement, a moment of celebration. Toastmaster Janani has emerged the winner of Area F2 evaluation contest. Toastmaster Pranav is the first runner-up of the table topics contest. Give an applause for that. So these are the announcements. And talking about the club mission, how many of you have heard the club mission? Sometime, every meeting. Okay. In Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their communication skills and leadership skills, resulting in greater personal growth and self-confidence. So I want you, all of you, in this journey of yours, to be more confident and to say after this 4 years or when your Toastmasters journey in here in this club ends, that I'm a better version of myself, right? Are you going to do that? Thank you. Thank you for that. So let's start the meeting. Let's talk about illusions. When I first heard about this word illusions, when I opted to take TM, I could only think about themes which are very general. When I heard about this, I thought, awesome. That gave me an awesome idea to make a poster too. So illusions are something which are part of everyone's lives. We are in a class. We just imagine the class ends fast. or some other illusions. For me, I don't like traveling much, so I just hope that time passes fast. So I want to see what Toastmaster Arpita has in store for us. To introduce Toastmaster Arpita, I don't have your introduction with you, but I can introduce Toastmaster Arpita right here. I have met her a few days ago in a college canteen, and she took TMOD for the first time. The theme was cosplay. Again, an amazing theme. And first time I felt that, okay, this girl is going to rock the stage. And this is the second time she's taking the TMOD. Come on to the stage is all yours.
Okay. So talking about this, the theme, what do you guys think? What is an illusion? Anyone? Okay, makes sense. Anyone else? No one? Again, let me repeat the
That's
question.
not
What?
reality.
Sorry?
Something that's
I
not
didn't get you.
realistic.
Okay, yeah, real. Okay. So apart from you guys, what do you think? That something which is not real, don't you think our whole life is in, our whole existence is an illusion? Yeah, it is. So, well, what I think about illusions is the people around, where they create, okay, people around you with some unique perceptions, and you are in the middle of them, and you yourself create some of the other illusions all around, right? Now, before we, honestly, when I was, not to be, when I was an introverted kid, or I am still an introvert, but uh, I still like to listen to the various people, and like see how they are with their own perceptions and drive on my own conclusions with it. With that being said, I don't want to, uh, let's talk about the theme a bit later, but let me introduce you what does Toastmaster actually do. The Toastmasters Club is a public speaking club which gives you a platform to which increases you and gives you a platform to come up and speak. Let it be whatever topic it wants, whatever topic you want. This was started by Ralph C. Smedley, and yeah, so basically this also gives you a lot of roles where you can talk about the you can talk about uh, any of the speech, any of the impromptu sessions, or take up roles, or build up your leadership skills. With that being said, I would move on to the, now I would introduce you what is the meeting about. So we have three segments in our meeting. First one, the prepared speeches segment, where there are prepared speakers who come up and tell their own views about how is the world or a particular thing. And the second, we have the table topic segment, where you come up, where you are called on the stage, and you are given a impromptu. It's an impromptu session where you're given a topic, a table topic, or a scenario in which you have to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. And the next, we have the last but not the least, we have the evaluation segment, where people, uh, the evaluators, they come up and they give their evaluations on the on how is the meeting on, and very well on the prepared speeches, and guide you what could be better and what was good, to encourage you to take up more roles. uh, Also, let's dive into the topic later. Before before we start the theme, like before we dig deep more into the theme, I would like to call upon the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ganesh, who says that he is versatile. Over to you, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Okay, greetings everyone present over here and here, or here rather. So today's I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, and my job is to do the rather diplomatic touch to criticize you. I get to criticize you a lot today. And if I have a, grudge against someone, you're doomed. And I don't see anyone over here on my hit list. But today I'd be evaluating each and every one of you based on your performance or the way you speak on the stage in front of everyone in the meeting. And I have a special tag team today that consists of a timer, a counter, and grammarian who will help me with the evaluation for the smooth conduction of the event as well as for onto the stage the grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Shambhavi, who says she's a fan of illusions, gives her friends delusions. And that rings a bell, makes me think about, Delulu is the only Solulu. Yeah, kind of that, like that. It's a very trapping thing. Toastmaster Shambhavi.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and a very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and I see no guests. I am Shambhavi, and today I'll be the grammarian for this meeting. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. The word of the day is apparition, which means a ghost or an image of a person. For example, you could say, I saw the apparition of Toastmaster Daksh for a minute today in the meet. Well, he did come here, but it would be true if he didn't come and you wanted him to come. And second is the idiom of the day, pie in the sky. It means something that you hope will happen, but is very unlikely to happen. So right now I see apparitions of people using word of the day and idiom of the day in this meeting. I hope those apparitions come true. And yeah, until now, in every meeting, this happening has been a pie in the sky, but let's make it happen today. All the best, everyone, and over to the general evaluator.
Right. So next, I'll be calling upon to the stage the R counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Mansi. And very quick and brief intro she gave, which says one who says veg biryani is not, in caps, pulao. I agree. Toastmaster Mansi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Mansi. I've been wanting to say that for a while now. So, biryani is not pulao, right? I come from Hyderabad where we say whatever we feel like saying from the heart. So, that is so far related to my post today, the R counter. And I will be taking note of four things apparently that are CRPF, elaborating that. It includes crutch words, the repetitive words, the pauses, and the fillers. In no particular order, these words include well, so, like, but, etc. Thankfully, bad voice or cough are not included. Anyways, wish all the speakers all the best. Thank you very much. To say that. Back to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Ganesh.
It's okay. Well, first times, and yeah, Hyderabadis do have a habit of saying whatever they want. That's the reason the censor board is also in the Hyderabad. So Yeah, I come from Hyderabad, so less. No, no. We're staying here. We're not going. Right. So next, I'd be calling on the stage Toastmaster Abhinaya, who's the timer for today's meeting. She introduces herself as one who thinks or says life is all about embracing moments and creating memories. Toastmaster Abhinaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Time. Don't you all think everything in this world is based on the time? The meetings, our classes, everything in this world depends on time. Coming to the topic of today's, theme of today's meeting, illusion. What do you say when someone is in illusion? That means the people are usually lost or they're thinking a lot. And even in that time, you don't have the track of time. With that being said, I'm the timer of today's meeting, and I will note down the times taken by every speakers, the prepared speeches, table topic master, and the evaluators. The time limit for prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card, and in 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card, and in 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And for the table topic session speakers, the time limit is 2 minutes. In 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. In 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll raise yellow card. And in 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. And for the evaluators, speech evaluators, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I will raise the green card at 2 minutes. I'll raise the yellow card at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And all this being said, there'll be a buffer time of 30 seconds. What happened? All right, all right. Okay, so at the end, I'll be back with my report. All the best, everyone. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster Ganesh.
So that's a tag team for today's meeting. And we, as I mentioned earlier, would be helping you guys out by criticizing you critically, rather critical evaluation in a friendly tone. So it is for greater good. I don't know why I'm speaking Spider-Man language, but then yeah, it's for the greater good. Yeah. And over to the TMOD, Toastmaster Arpita.
Thank you so much, the general evaluator. Well, I do agree with all the points how tag team mentioned that veg biryani is not an illusion. Well, it's not called pulav, but yeah, even I come from a veg. Okay, I'm from a Jain community where you're not supposed to have any of the tasty stuff. Okay, so well, moving on. So basically this is an illusion, or the theme is illusion. I want you guys to be more interactive when I ask questions. There are a couple of questions which I want to ask, and I want you guys to connect the dots later. Moving on, what do you guys? How do you guys think the illusions are created? Created. Yeah. How do you think that the illusions are created? Anyone? Okay.
Expectations.
Okay. Yeah. Expectations. Well, whatever you guys told, yeah, it is true. But let's come into the real, what do you say, real scientific aspect, or let's come to the real definition of how illusion is created. Well, illusions, according to me, because I said the theme, so yeah, one opportunity, please. Uh, Illusion for me is something which is either with our overthinking brains, which is just roaming around the same loop again and again and not clear with the clarity, or it is are those interpretations according to some situations, or interpretations according to some topics. For example, as I mentioned, pulav is not, sorry, veg biryani is not an illusion. Well, for some it is, and also, okay. So yeah, after that we have Also, there are illusions created by the reactions of people around where, and you kind of observe those and have it. Right now, as Toastmaster Ganesh said, Delulu is only Salulu. That's what is roaming around. Okay, as you mentioned, uh, that's what it's booming around the internet, right? Do you think it's actually a Salulu? Anyone? Yeah, sometimes might be, but honestly, it's not. That's what I think. So before that, we will move on to the speech segment, where the prepared speeches. We'll move on to the first segment, that is the prepared speech segment. Uh, Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Tapan, who's given his L2P1 today. And before him coming up, I would like to call upon the his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Revant, who says it was just an abrupt one, but who says he's a robot. Let us see. Over to you, Toastmaster Revant.
Thank you, TM Modi. Very good evening, one and all who are present here. I am Revant, and today I'm the speech evaluator for Tapan. So he is giving is L1P2, not L2P1. A small mistake, and then he is uh, in his pathway. And the purpose of his speech is to learn and review basic methods of his writing speech with a defined purpose, and to present a well-organized speech on any topic of your choice. And a speech should contain humorous or else informational speech and any style of your choice. Finally, a speech should speech of yours speech and style should work well together. And that's it. And all the best, Tapan. Thank you.
Thank you, speech evaluator Toastmaster Revant. Now calling upon Toastmaster Tapan, he says that, hello, I'm Tapan. He says that he's a lethargic student who's trying to come out from the lethargy, but lazy enough to not to come out of it. He's interested in reading books, and now he's ready to give a book review in a book. Well, uh, over to you, Toastmaster Tapan. Tale of Dreams, Toastmaster Tapan. Tale of Dreams, Toastmaster Tapan.
Thank you, TM Modi. Hello, everyone present over here and online. I am Tapan, and today I am going to tell you all a story which I read recently. It is a story about a young teenager who was unsatisfied with his present self. It is about an unsatisfied boy who have a very big dreams, but he could not achieve that because of his circumstances in his home. The story the story is from a book called What a Loser. The author of this book is Pankaj Dubey. And the main lead in this book, in this story, is Pandey and Anil Kumar Sinha, short named PAKS. He is from a small town in Bihar who came to Delhi to become an IAS officer for civils coaching. But that is not the only dream he had. He completely want to change his lifestyle from his old Bihar style. He want to become a cool Delhi city boy. He want to mingle with elite people in Delhi. He want to speak English fluently, which he has never done in his hometown. While after coming to Delhi, he first lands in flat number 440 Mukherjee Nagar. This is the area where many students coming from UP, Bihar, and Jharkhand live. In the day one itself, he was welcomed with a heavy ragging by his roommates. This is the being the first experience of coming out from home. PAKS was completely new to this ragging and he did not like it at all. His roommates ragged him very badly and he immediately wanted to leave the place. But his father gave him only one option. He cannot go anywhere. Without any interest, he stays there. But eventually, when days passes, these roommates became a good friends. Later, his college starts, and in the day one itself, he finds out that this college is nowhere reaching his expectations. he felt that even after coming this far from Bihar to Delhi, all his dreams are like a pie in the sky. He felt that again the same set of people are around him. No one are talking in English. Everyone who are around him are talking in their own mother tongue. He felt that he could not improve himself. In this course of time, he started finding new friends. He tries to mingle with new people. Then he finds one friend called Roni, who was born in Northeast but brought up in Delhi. He is exactly the person what PAKS want to be. He speaks cool English. He is very free toward in meeting new people and in socializing. These two becomes good friends, and one day he takes him to to a central library. This library is one of the biggest buildings in Delhi. For PAKS, it is first time he is entering into such a big building, and he was completely shocked by seeing the ambience over there. The way people are talking there, their dressing styles, everything. He felt that, but he felt very little before them by seeing his dressing style. Even he didn't even like his name, Pandey and Anil Kumar Sinha, and introducing himself with a big name. He want to change everything, his dressing style. He want to learn cool English. He want to mingle with them, but he could not do that. He felt that it is his family, it is his brought up, which is which is stopping him from mingling with them. And also he want to learn to change his dressing, but the money which his father is sending him is not enough for learning these kind of courses and changing his dressing style. To get some money, in order to get some money, this guy commits a series of mistakes. He starts looting money from his friends unknowingly, and finally joins in an English course. During the and also he was as he was unsatisfied with his college. He even want to switch his college. During that days, if one have the support of any students union, they can switch their college for some classes. So he joins in a student union of office and start working there. He does many things. It is the time when student elections are going on in many universities in Delhi. During a series of events, he madly falls in love with a girl who was contesting for a student president post in Delhi University. He finds out that she is the classmate of one of his roommates, Subodh Singh. Subodh Singh. Subodh Singh is the one who ragged him very badly on the day one. PAKS never had a positive opinion on him. But Subodh Singh is writing his civils exam for the fifth time. He was in Delhi just to stay away from his father's pressure and brother's pressure. He has no interest in becoming a government officer, and he never goes to college. He wants someone who will give him a proxies. And on the other hand, PAKS want to see his dream goal daily. This situation helped both, and PAKS, ignoring his own career, keeping aside his own studies, he starts going to Subodh Singh College for giving proxies to him and see his dream goal daily. When things are going softly, then comes one day, a day when his dream girl is campaigning for herself, and some group of gundas come and attack her. PAKS, without any fear, goes there, fights with that people, and saves her. He eventually becomes a hero in the campus. This situation helped her a lot because, and eventually they fell in love. This one incident gave him everything he want. A milky white girl whom he dreamt of, a good set of friends, everything. But his own studies are ignored. When things are going fine, he felt that he achieved everything what he want to become. Things are fine until the reality hit hard. After few days, she becomes president and lives, and many days are passed. She went out, she married some other boy, but his own career was spoiled. Then he comes to know that the dream life he is living and the life he actually need to live for his own purpose are different. He could not find out what he need to do. The purpose of this story, that is, and he could not find out what he need to do. And he returns to his hometown as a loser without achieving anything. The purpose of this story is one should be very aware and of his consequences of his dreams. Thank you.
That was a very inspiring speech. Well, now moving on, we have our second speaker, Toastmaster Smriti, who is also my friend and my classmate, and she always gives me this big brain energy. Uh, Also, to evaluate her, we have one more big brain energy, who is Toastmaster Sri Lalita. Okay. Toastmaster Sri Lalita says that she believes that the world is full of apparitions, and the only truth is love. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Sri Lalita.
Good evening, everyone, and a very special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Smriti. Toastmaster Smriti is going to be attempting her L1 P1 today. She's going to be giving her icebreaker. And the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note that the time limit for this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. And all the very best, Toastmaster Smriti. Over to the MOD.
Okay, now over to Toastmaster Smriti, who says that she is just trying to believe the dots will connect and make sense of it all. Uh, I still wonder about it, but over to you, Toastmaster Smriti. Okay, sorry. Connecting the dots, Toastmaster Smriti, connecting the dots.
Thank you, thank you, TM Modi. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, here are some lines from a poem. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Does anybody recognize these lines? Yes. Okay, so these are lines from the poem Do Not Go Gentle by Dylan Thomas. And before you infer that I read poetry for fun, I do not. I should clear that I do not. I prefer movies, and I only know of these poems from the know of these lines from the poem because they were in my favorite movie, Interstellar. Everybody here has watched Interstellar, right? Come on, it's one of the biggest sci-fi movies of all time. Duh, Smithy. But to me, it's a bit more than that, and I'll get to that in a bit. Now, most of us have had this phase in our childhoods when somebody came up to us and asked us, "Bade hoke kya banna chahte ho, beta?" And our answers range from astronaut to doctor to lawyer to teacher, policeman, badminton player, etc., etc. You know, we were just kids and we were still figuring out how the world works. If you knew what you wanted to do at that age itself, kudos to you. The rest of us, or at least I believe most of us, kind of found our calling at some point. We had a year in our adolescence when everything shifted. You grew up, you start to realize what you liked or what you didn't like, what you wanted to become or what you most certainly didn't want to become. That year for me was 8th grade. There were two things that did that to me that year, and both of them coincidentally during the school exhibition. So somehow, some random night, I was watching a documentary on National Geographic because my Desi parents would not let me watch American sitcoms on television, still won't. Right, documentary about black holes, and I was fascinated. So soon enough, I chose this topic for my exhibition, and that was when I got the chance to really delve into black holes and white holes and wormholes and supernovae and everything, and I fell in love. The more I learned about it, the harder I fell. It felt like I had found my calling. It felt like I had found my calling, a tad bit dramatic, but it was a beautiful moment, really. One for the memories. So the thing is, I had already watched Interstellar when it came out in 2014 in theaters with my father in IMAX. Very lucky, right? So what a shame it was that I was only 10 years old and left the theater having understood nothing from the plot and just thinking, super cool space effects, I guess. And then I forgot about it until I watched it again for the project. And that's how it became my favorite movie. Now, all of this is very filmy, but the rest of my story isn't. I mean, till now, I've painted a picture of myself as a girl who's obsessed with space. So what am I doing here? A degree in EC instead of physics, I guess? Well, life happened. Your dreams don't always come true, do they? 13-year-old me, bless her, didn't know that and would probably be torn about it, but 19-year-old me does. So if you've been following me till now, you'll realize I haven't spoken about the second event yet. So during that same school exhibition, as part of the English club, I had to give an elocution speech, and it was Steve Jobs' commencement speech at Stanford. You know, the one with the famous lines, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." However, those weren't my favorite lines. The ones that really stuck with me were, begin quote, "You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. End quote. Moving, right? It makes a lot of sense. And so it did for me then. And back then, I thought he meant to believe in one of those things. So I tried one by one, all of them, but none of them really worked for me. After 6 years of trying all of them, I finally realized, after getting through whatever life threw at me, what he actually meant to say with that was to have faith that the dots will connect. That's it. Have faith that the dots will connect. This one worked, and it made all the difference for me to help me make sense of my life. The world isn't a fair place, and your efforts don't always bear fruit. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you can't overcome some obstacles. Things go wrong, and that's life. We've all been there, had to wonder if we're where we want to be, or if things were meant to happen this way. If the things that did happen to me didn't happen to me, I would probably have ended up as a boring, lonely space nerd somewhere. So I prefer being here. Thanks. So are they all really just pies in the sky that we have to leave behind? Maybe, maybe not. So if you do look back and contemplate, you'll realize that lots of things that didn't make sense in your life before did after a certain time. And you wouldn't have it any other way. The dots do begin to connect. So in all of this haze, if any of you have ever felt or are feeling the way I did, here's my bit of advice. Truly have faith that the dots will connect. And in the meantime, I think you should still do what you think is right and give it a fight. The circumstances aren't always favorable. The night is dark. So if you're going to do what you love and you're going to do what you want to do, what's the point in going down without a fight? Hence the quote, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Thank you. Over to TM Arpita.
Well, she okay. Toastmasters with the Toastmasters Priti. Did you guys okay? She did prove what I told, right? She got the big brain energy. Okay. Moving on to the third speaker. Before the speaker, I would like to call upon his speech evaluator. She's speech evaluator, Toastmaster Jaswita, who says that she says that how good are illusions? The sky might be pink and fire might be cold. Sometimes it's better to escape into the unknown. Over to you, Toastmaster Jaswita.
Good evening, everyone. And good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Aditya Mete. And I would like for you to come onto the camera and do a AV check once before you start your speech. Yes?
Hello, am I audible, visible?
Can you highlight his video, please?
I am visible to myself.
Yes, you are visible for yourself. For us, we are just highlighting your video. Toastmaster Aditya Mete is attempting his L4P1 in the pathway Dynamic Leadership. The project that he has taken up is called Manage Change. The purpose of this particular project is for the member to practice developing a change management plan. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a change management plan. All the best, Toastmaster Aditya, and back to the TM.
Now, over to Toastmaster Aditya, who says that he's a lion who walks like a king and or walks like he doesn't care who's the king. Okay. And over to you, Toastmaster Aditya. It takes only one day to change. Toastmaster Aditya, it takes one day to change.
5:30 a.m. to 5:40 a.m. Wake up and brush teeth. 5:40 a.m. to 6:10 a.m. Bath and get ready. 6:10 a.m. to 7:10 a.m. Read math. How many of us here have such beautiful timetables with no and absolutely no breaks in between? Just raise your hands because I can't see your hands, but just raise it. Hopefully, many of you have raised your hands. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Well, I too have made such beautiful timetables, and trust me, it was all a waste of ink. I'm not a person who follows a particular timetable. I, I always go with the flow. Until one day, something happened to me. That day is still etched in my mind. I was in 10th grade and I was doing really poorly in my studies. I used to prepare just a day before the exam and used to score average marks. I was going with the flow until I realized that I just had 1 month away for my final board exams to come up. My periodical test 1, my periodical test 2, my periodical test 3 were all like a waterfall plot. They were all in a decreasing manner. And when my mom got to know this, she told me, no, it's time for you to change. It's time for you to make a plan. I'm like, yes, here we go, another timetable. I knew it was not going to work out. I thought it would just be another timetable that would go right into the bin. I know today that I was wrong. I was completely wrong. My mom made such a brilliant plan that it changed my life altogether. For the next 1 month, I followed my mom's timetable. I mean, it was a bit hard, but I had to study for like 14 hours a day with 5 minutes of relaxation after each subject. I know that your face is now wrinkled and you may be thinking that I'm a nerd, but guess what? I didn't study throughout the entire year, so I had to make it up somewhere. So, such was my rigorous timetable, and with 14 hours of a day, I think anyone would get mad. So, hence, I had 5 minutes of relaxation after each subject, and I guess that worked out, or maybe not, because I was always sleepy when I started the next subject, at the beginning of the next subject. So I do not know basically how I did it, but I did it. I followed the plan. Finally, the D day came. The board exams, the big letters, the board, which everyone stresses in our mind, and it's all fixated here that it's a big exam, as if it's even better than, I mean, it's even bigger than JEE. But still, it was board exam. And I took everything pencil, pen, eraser, sharpener, everything, and all were new. I felt happy that I'm taking new stationery. I did not think about the paper though. But after I wrote the paper, it was then that I felt how toppers usually feel. I just felt that as if I'm an all knowing person, as if I have the entire knowledge. But I wish that I started this from day one. And finally, after writing all the board exams, I went and told my mom that yes, my results are going to be good. And I was a bit nervous just before the results arrived, but when the results arrived, even my mom was shocked. Even I was shocked. I scored 90% in my 10th grade, and I literally did not think that I would score such brilliant marks because if you see my periodical test 1, periodical test 2, periodical test 3, they're all average. They're all 50s, 60s, 70s max. But just not boasting about myself or anything like that, I would like to say that if we have a plan, I think anyone can succeed in life. And that was the day that taught me more than any teacher, more than any student, or more than any friend could teach me, or more than any book that could teach me that planning is really, really important. Therefore, this quote, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And this is one of my best quotes that I have heard in my entire life. And I keep saying this to myself whenever I get demotivated or something, so that I make a plan and stick to it. So in future, I will have assignments, I will have quizzes, I will have lab evaluations, also internships, plus club activities. Well, we are all engineers and we have all of this in our mindset, in our day to day activities. So it is really required to have a change, a future change. I would like to follow my mom's method of making plans, just not making a rigorous plan like 5:30 to 5:40, 5:40 to 6:10. I would like to give sufficient gaps in between And this is the beautiful change that I would like to bring about in my plan that would, make my future a bit more comfortable and in such a way that I would not lose any opportunity. At the same time, I would not lose my study exams or lab evaluation scores to dip. So that would be my plan. And I just have another analogy to tell you guys that plan is really important and a change in plan must be done because our life keeps changing each and every second, each and every minute. So here's an example. The French, I guess all of you know that the French used to make ships first and then they used to make the blueprint of the ship. I would like to repeat that they used to make the ship first and then they would make the blueprint of the ship. Whereas the English prepared the blueprint of the ship first and then made the ships. Guess who stayed in India and ruled India for a longer time? It was the British. So that's what I would like to tell that if you plan, if you make a blueprint, then you can rule the entire world. You can become really successful in what you do. And I would like all of us to implement this in our day to day life and not just implement it from day one so that you are not burdened like me studying for 14 hours a day. And why such a plan? Because if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. Over to you. Thank you. Over to the TM audio.
Uh, also, coming to the speech, coming to the speech, what Toastmaster Aditya said. Well, I can plan. I can plan it very much optimistically, and deliver or make it so good that no one would be so productive. But the implementation is an illusion. Well, I do plan, but I don't completely believe in making plans, because if you plan, then you have a lot of expectations on yourself, and if you don't plan, sorry, if you don't implement it, you are the one who's getting disappointed. Instead of that, just scoot in and study. That's what I do. And with that being said, let's talk about our let's get back to our discussion now. Okay, now I know it's pretty traumatizing for you guys, but I want you guys to go back till 11th and 12th. Okay, I can see the faces. Well, who all hated chemistry? Can I ask you why? Okay, Toastmaster Sri Lanka. Okay, so the one reason which I hated, or you might relate, is because it was completely uncertain. For example, if the gases are told to be noble gases, they have some or the other exceptions. If you want to stay, if you want to stay in one place, why can't you stay in one place? Why do you want to roam around here and there and you know have a ruckus, and you have to remember everything about their own expectations? Sorry, exceptions. Well, so but if you see in your real life, or if you just look back in your life, everything is an illusion. I want to prove that to you right now. Well, now, as I started about illusion, let me just talk about. Uh, have you guys, any one of you here, have you seen the name C written in carbon, like in the nucleus? Have you seen the the letter C written in the carbon atom, the nucleus? Yeah, in the nucleus. No, like in real life, in the microscope, basically. The letter C written in the nucleus. No, right. It's us who are making some or the other observations regarding that element and giving it a name, right? So aren't we are the ones who are creating some illusions and just making ourselves to be comforted in that, right? Now let's just move out and then come in on our journey of engineering now. Well, do we know the real how does the things really work? No. We're just going on building the applications by knowing the small knowledge of it. and making our own world because of that. For example, electronics and many of the stuff. Uh, well, now moving on, I would like to call upon the moving on to the next segment. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Angelina, who's our table topic master for today. She says that, just a moment. Yeah, she says that emotions and illusions my companion. Sorry, constant companions shape my perception and challenge my reading. Sorry, my understanding of reality. Over to you, Toastmaster Angelina. Uh,
Thank you, TM. Can anyone spotlight me, please? Okay, thank you. Albert Einstein once said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome, guests, and welcome to our Toastmasters meeting. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey into the world of illusions, where reality blurs and perceptions deceive. Our theme for today is let's talk about illusions, where we will explore the tricks our minds play on us and the fascinating stories they create. But first, I would like to talk about my point of view on the theme based on emotions. Illusions and emotions share a profound connection in the intricate landscape of human experience. Emotions often act as the brushstrokes that paint the canvas of our perceptions, intensifying the illusions that life weaves. The powerful sway of our feelings can either magnify the allure of an illusion, making it seem more tantalizing, or unveil its true nature, exposing the smoke and mirrors that obscure reality. In turn, illusions can evoke a spectrum of emotions from the exhilaration of chasing a dream to the delusionment that follows its unmasking. Together, these twin threads of our inner world challenges us to navigate the labyrinth of our minds, reminding us that and that this is our reality and the illusions we encounter on our life's journey. Throughout this meeting, we'll dive into the world of illusions and see how they shape our perceptions and beliefs. Now, as the table topics master, I have prepared a list of 5 fun and thought provoking titles for our impromptu speaking segment, all within the theme of illusion. These titles will challenge your creativity and quick thinking. I hope you're excited about our theme today and the topics we have in store for you. Let's get ready to unravel the mysteries and illusions and enjoy an amazing evening filled with insightful speeches and engaging discussions. Without further ado, let's begin our table topic session. Each speaker has 2 minutes to enumerate on the topics provided to them with an additional buffer of 30 seconds, both at the beginning and at the end of the 2 minutes. The 30 seconds at the beginning is for just taking some time to think about the topic before you speak on the same, while the remaining 30 seconds at the end is the extra buffer time that is for you before your time runs out. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Here's my wand. Oh, well, you can't see it? How about now? Nope. Here it is. So, this is my magic scepter. It shall whisper to me the table topics based on a number that the volunteers pick up. Yes, I'm also a witch as well. Haha, I'm not just an apparition. So, well then, for my first volunteer, I request the Tiomodi to come onto the stage, please.
I'm here.
Could you please turn the laptop? Like, you don't have to face the audience. It won't be necessary. Thank you.
Cool.
A virtual handshake, please. Okay. Now, to prove my magic, I will make her say, I love Amrita thrice. Well then, Arpita, are you ready? Say, I love Amrita thrice.
Honestly, I'm not ready, but I'm possessed. So I love Amrita. I love Amrita. I love Amrita. Okay.
Yep. I thought that wouldn't have been a pie in the sky, but alas, my magic works. Yay! You're my minion now. Now, I instruct you to pick any 4 volunteers of your choice from the audience.
Anyone would like to volunteer? Toastmaster Shiralita. Okay. There are many
Choose the
hands.
next 3. Choose
Okay.
any 4 and make them stand near the stage.
Okay. People who want to come up, just come up on the stage. Well, they are here. If you can see them, wait, come on come on to the stage.
That wouldn't be necessary. It's okay. Let them stay there, but they'll be in line. So in the line of who wants to go first, you can make your own decision there. I have 5 numbers with me, which again will be chosen based on the volunteers. So it's up to you. Let them be near the stage though.
Okay, they are.
Okay. So Arpita, you'll be my first volunteer.
Okay.
Choose a number from 1 to 5.
Okay, 3.
All right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Your topic will be invisible dreams, unmasking our hidden desires. I repeat, invisible dreams, unmasking our hidden desires. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And okay, so unmasking the, what do you say? The desires. I know all you dirty minds don't go there. But yeah, so my desire honestly didn't. Uh, okay, let me go back to my dream where I am supposed to be invisible. And honestly, I don't have so much that desires or something because I believe in keeping goals rather than having desires. I don't know if you are, but my desire would be wearing an invisible cloak around my parents in my dreams and listening to them about, in which they are gossiping about me. That how is my studies going? And what should you do? Should we put her to a new tutor? No. Or should we just go with it? And you guys always, if you guys have experienced it, our own parents have a very secretive talks about us, and they do sound so sometimes because when you enter the room, they don't they don't they act as if nothing's going on and they're just sitting there. Well, with that being said, I would like to hand over the mic to uh, Toastmaster Angelina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. This was a different perspective in itself because if I had an invisible cloak, I would go traveling and through the entire world without having to pay anything for my fare. But instead, you would like to listen to the secrets that your parents talk about. Maybe they might be scheming about taking you to another college similar to Narayan or Chaitanya, but let's hold on to that. Thank you for the beautiful speech. So, our next volunteer, please come to the stage.
Hi, Angelina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Racing through your level 1, right? Oh, you're in level 2 right now. I'm your mentor. I only don't.
I finished level 2.
Yeah, you finished level 2, right? Nice.
Okay. So choose a number from 1 to 5 except 3.
2.
Okay. Yes. So the scepter here tells me that your topic is optical illusions. What you see isn't always what you get. I repeat, optical illusions. What you see isn't always what you get. The stage is yours.
In life, we have a lot of optical illusions, right? What we see generally we don't get. So, for example, I'll just give you about our college only. Uh, when we are in our 12th grade and racing through JE and all, we think that when we see Amrita University or VIT or SRM, it's like an optical illusion. Number one private university. It might be true in the books, the best faculty. Yes, we have the best faculty. But is it really the case? It's an optical illusion, right? In life, we have a lot of optical illusions generally. Like if you leave college, generally, if you think about Bangalore, what we see is not what it is really is. For example, when you think about Bangalore, it's all about nightlife, pubs, parties. Trust me, I've gone through all of them, and they are not as what they seem actually. So, it's like just like an optical illusion, right? You see all the people are happy, smoking, drinking, but in their life, you have no idea how many struggles they're going through, and it's like a place to vent out. I believe that's it. So everything, so many things in our life are just optical illusion, and I think we have to just double check before we like really think upon it, like taking action or joining like a private college, or going to a pub every weekend and spending thousands of rupees, or I don't know, like that. So thank you, Angelina.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. And it was indeed another perspective to what we might think, that everything is not always what it seems like. Sometimes people might speculate certain things based on what others say. But in true nature, one must experience it for yourself. With that being said, who is going to be my third volunteer?
Hello, Angelina.
Hello, Sri Lalita. So,
Virtual handshake.
yep, thank you. So you have the numbers 1, 4, and 5. Pick one.
1.
Well then, number 1 you say. My magic scepter has a title for you. The magic mirror, reflecting on self-image. Take on the dais, please.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master. The magic mirror. I saw it once when I was in 9th grade, I believe. So up until 6th grade, I was this overachieving, overperforming kid who leaves everyone behind, and I used to get the best grades. I was there in every extracurricular activity that you can imagine. And everybody used to tell me, Sri Lalita, you have so much potential. You're going to be great. You're going to go to Harvard. And then I took engineering. Yeah, so that was me until 6th grade. And then I don't know what happened, but like I reached 7th grade and I went from this building of my school to the second building of my school. And suddenly I was like the opposite of what I used to be. I was almost failing math. I didn't do any extracurriculars, and my self image dropped from, oh my God, everybody thinks I'm so awesome, to, oh my God, everybody hates me. And that's when I met this girl called Anaga Vyakaranam. She has Vyakaranam, that is grammar, in her name. And true to her name, she was amazing at languages. She used to do so well in Sanskrit, especially, which was the subject that I struggled with the most. And she was also good at everything else. And she was basically me before, but better, because the subjects were all becoming difficult. And I was just like, oh my God, I wish I could be her. And that was me almost
throughout 7th and 8th grades. And then I finished 8th grade, came to 9th grade, and I was just like, okay, you know what? Doesn't matter whether I can be Anaga or not. I'm going to be Sri Lalita, and I'm going to be the best Sri Lalita I can be. And I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to like learn to be happy and like get my self image back to a healthy place. And at that time I enrolled in something, I participated in something and won. And she was just like, Sri Lalita, your parents are so amazing, you're so amazing, I wish I could be you. And that's when I realized the magic mirror depends on your mind. Whatever you show yourself, that's what you're gonna see. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sri Lalita, for an amazing point of view on your title. They say the grass is always greener on the other side. But in Toastmaster Sri Lalita's speech, she encourages you to not go by it, rather to create a name for your own self and test your limits rather than comparing with others. With that being said, who will be my next volunteer?
Can I go?
Okay. Wait,
Okay.
we have the online contestant there.
Is there any other offline contestants there standing nearby?
Yeah, there are two of them who are still contemplating between who should go first and who should go next.
Okay. Toastmaster Aditya, if time permits, I'll give you another topic. But until then, let me finish those two. So you pick one, Arpita. Okay.
I've
We already
already
have one.
commanded. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've made your job easier.
Okay. Sure. So from 4 and 5, pick one number.
5.
Okay. The magic scepter has little challenging topic, but let's see how you can do it. Dreams or delusions. Exploring the thin line between them. I repeat, dreams or delusions. Exploring the thin line between them. Take on the dice, please.
Okay, I'd like to take that 30 seconds for myself. And first of all, virtual handshake, good tradition. I'll also follow from now. Yeah. I mean, I barely see you as an apparition. Well, 30 seconds. Done. So, dreams or delusions, in that way, let's see what dreams are. Dreams can be good dreams, nightmares, or some days you can't. I mean, you can go without dreams completely because you're just dead tired and you want to sleep. Pretty honest, this is real. This is usually the day for me. Even if I enjoy a lot, I go, die on the bed, rest in peace till the morning until someone pulls me out of my graveyard saying, buddy, it's 8, 10 minutes, you have class, you're short on attendance, you should probably attend the class, you know, has become a daily thing. And delusions are something that give you a good amount of dopamine rush. So if you're asking me dreams or delusions, I mean, I'd choose, I'd prefer reality, which is not in the option, but then, yeah, delusions are fun, dreams are rare. And whatever dreams that come to, you when you're sleeping, they barely make any sense until it happens to you in the real life, or you just randomly think about it once in a while and then say, yeah, I saw a cactus with a hat on, sunglasses moving around. And why did that happen? Was I high? So that's basically dreams. You can't really decode dreams. Neither can you decode why the delusions happen. But I guess delusions are fun and dreams are senseless. So they're also fun. They're both the same thing for me. And that's that. Thank you. Over to, I don't know, over to Toastmaster Angelina
Yeah.
through Toastmaster Arpita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh, for an out of the box thinking on the title. You did say that sometimes that thin line could be decided by our tiredness, our exhaustion, or our laziness to do tasks. And until it happens, we cannot be assured if the dreams come into reality. And if for a prolonged time it happens, then it's a delusion. Now, who's going to be the next table topic speaker?
Hi, Angelina.
Hello, Pranav. So, yeah, this is good, Hatchik. Your topic will be, since the only number is 4 and Scepter is quite shy to come in front of you, mind over matter, the power of illusory thinking. I repeat, mind or matter, the power of illusory thinking. You can take it 30 seconds. Fine.
The only reason I chose to come last is because I'm really bad with choices. And then she comes and gives mind or matter. Mind or matter. Ever thought about it? No one? Why do you think about this? Okay, let's go. It's fun, mind or matter. Easy, philosophical. When you're tired, when you're not willing to do your stuff, you can think about it. Right now, I'm a really rational person, so I'll always choose mind. No, wait. Will I choose mind or will I choose matter? Would you follow your mind or would you follow your matter? Why do they say opposite when they can be the same thing? Mind or matter? Really interesting question, you know. I'm still not getting the grasp of it. You're not supposed to laugh at another person's misery. This is part of my speech. I am scolding you through my speech, okay? I'll always choose matter. I think matter in this, what you mean is scientific evidence or over, and you choose heart or emotions for mind. So I'll choose matter over mind because I'm a really rational person. And some situations they could, mean the same. Mind or matter could mean the same. So I'll always choose matter over mind. That's it. Over to TMOD through Angelina. You got that?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Toastmaster. Sorry?
Am I out of my position now, or am I still in?
No, yeah. You're that. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for an interesting speech. You did tell us, like, as you have exemplified over here, that sometimes we would think about what is available than going through the hardcore path of thinking about a new solution. And if you do have the time, just like you mentioned, you're a rational person, you would pick your mind to do something creative. Now, I would like to check with the timer if we can have another table topic session or should we wind it up?
They're telling us to wind up, so.
Okay, fine. Althea, maybe next time. Well then, seems like my magic has worn off. With that being said, thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you.
And over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Angelina. That was really an amazing table topic session. I hope I'm not possessed in the next table topic sessions. Yes. Well, moving on. Really good table topic speeches and also really good topics. Well, as you said, Toastmaster Pranav, that you choose matter. You could have, told that you are a very grounded person, down to earth person. So you choose matter. Yeah, that's what. Okay, moving on. Moving on, I would like to ask the timer to. Okay, okay, fine. Uh, Now we are moving on to the evaluation segment. Before that, I would like to narrate a small story. Okay, sorry, but I would like to narrate a small story regarding what made me dive into illusions and brought me into this theme. Well, before, have you guys watched Science of Stupid? Yes, amazing, right? Really a good show. Honestly, no. Yeah, Science of Stupid. It's amazing, right? Manish Malhotra. It was good, right? No, which is aired on National Geography. Was it good? I'm asking something. Okay, for me, it was just a possession, or it's just a thing for me to set an impression on my dad. Well, that guy who used to wrap up stuff, and he's like, "Oh, that guy is falling because of some acceleration, because of some or the other velocity. If that guy hadn't driven with this velocity, that guy wouldn't be here, wouldn't be injured." That's what is happening, right? But I was completely bored because he used to go on rapping, and just because I wanted to make a good impression on my dad, I chose to open National Geography, and that was Science of Stupid going on. Because, well, that's before, because I had my results coming up in my seventh standard, and I wanted to show my parents that I am actually studious. But what to do? I can't score it in my exams. How we all tell. So yeah, before that, we have after that, I still continued watching National Geography, and fortunately or unfortunately, I happened to watch the series of Einstein, the biography of Einstein, which was done really well and which made me to dwell more into it. Now I remember a small part of it in which Einstein is giving a huge speech around the people, like all over the people who are, seeking for some knowledge, and he's deriving the theory of relativity on the board. And he tells this one line that time is a stubborn illusion. Well, before that, now, uh, as I said, now I want you guys to connect dots completely. I told that, uh, let me redefine. Uh, I told that people react towards the certain point of situations according to their way. They're forming an illusion, and you think of that they are not supposed to form this, or they are not supposed to react to this. Do you guys think about it? For example, let me take an example. I have my exams going on, and I get my result, and I plan to not tell my parents because my results is very bad. So this is my own perception or my own perspective on thought. What do you guys think? And many of you might have some or the other stuff. Like, for example, Toastmaster Sri Lalita, who always advises me, should be like, go for it. Just go and tell it to your parents. Right? Yeah. I did tell it. Yeah. So that's how you form them. And with that, now don't you think right now, if you see, don't you guys think that the time is a main character in illusion? Right? Well, there are a lot of certains where there are some point of time where, let me take an example of scientists only. Uh, Going from the noble gases, how they were called noble gases, and then later it was not proved to be noble gases and it was completely shut down by some or the other scientists. So let me just tell that time is also a main character and also an amazing character in all of our lives, which plays a very important role. Well, now let me redefine what is illusion for you, for all of our guys. Well, illusions in a scientific term is the state where you don't know where you are actually. Whether do you know the complete information or whether you don't know the complete information, or are you in the middle? Or are you in the start? Are you in the middle, or have you just or did you reach the brink of the state? No one knows, right? So, well, with that being said, I would like to start. I would like to end this uh, one of our topics and go up for the evaluation segment. Uh, Now, I would like to call upon general evaluator to give his evaluations. And
Right. So before I start to give my evaluations about the meeting, I'd like for the I'd like the speech, sorry, tag team to give the evaluations first. Isn't that? No, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'd like, so now this is the speech evaluator segment where they got to evaluate their speakers and they get to evaluate their speakers. So for the first evaluation, we have, I'll just see it here, it's easier. So for the first evaluator, we have Toastmaster Revant. Please come on to stage, Toastmaster Revant.
So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. So before going to my speech evaluation to Toastmaster Tapan, I would like to ask a question to all y'all. Yes, who seen the movie 12th Fail, which is recently released? Like, 12th Fail. The basic, what do you say? The purpose of the speech, purpose of the movie is a struggle of an IAS student, IAS aspirant, how he succeeded in his life. That's what it tells. So I'm a person who is into motivational field, not into any drama or else any kind of 18 plus movies, but I'm a person who is much confidential and much interactive to the people. So the movie, the Tapan told a story in the book named What a Loser, written by Pankaj Dubey. So starting with what are the positives in your speech? Toastmaster Tapan, you give a wonderful pause in your speech. That's the pause of the speech is so great. It helps us to understand what you told. And the speech was, and the story was so clear and it was easy to understand the people. And it was quite interesting. It was so interesting story and it inspired me as I'm a motivational, I like to motivate the people. So then comes, you gave a perfect pause that I really liked it. Then comes one day, you pause you pause for 2 seconds and started the speech. That's the best pause I have ever seen in your speech or else any other speeches I say. And the clarity of the speech is so good and it's perfect. And everyone understood the speech and it was so perfect. And comfortable level is also perfect. So anyone has all the positives are good, but there will be negatives in your speech as well. So coming up, the negatives are voice clarity. You kept your mic lower, so it is not able to hear to the people. The second is eye contact. I'm sitting here and you are seeing me for just, I think, 1 minute. But the rest of the speech is you saw for 4 to 3 minutes to the camera or else just with, I don't think so. You've seen every people in the meeting. So make sure you make eye contact with all the people. So your movement on the stage is also not that great, but you moved front and back, but not like from the last to the front. Okay. So what are the things it can be better from your speech? Maybe your speech can start a better way. It was so dead, and it was you lifted it up, and the hand gestures were a little bit low. Finally, you achieved everything on your speech, and you made a perfect, defined speech with your purpose. And that's all. Thank you, General Walter.
Okay, so before I evaluate Toastmaster Revant, I'd like to add a few points to his evaluation, which was pretty much to the point, but a few from my side. That could be you were really great on stage and taking up a story and explaining it until the very end. It was a good thing, and if I'm not wrong, it was your L1 P2, right? So L1 P2 is basically about structure that you have accomplished, as Toastmaster Raven said. But then a few on the speaking side, I would like to give you an evaluation. That would be your body language could have been a bit better. That is, you were standing here as if you were asked by your professor to give a forced lecture here. I mean, use the stage. The stage is yours. You're giving your own speech. So you should be a bit more free, I felt. Yeah. Did you feel the same thing, Toastmaster Tapan? Yeah. So that is one of the things. And I felt your voice was monotonous. So if you could have added a bit more of a voice modulation through your stories, I mean, every story needs a voice modulation here and there, at least somewhere, even if it is fictional, non-fictional, realistic, or even a biography. And it is a really good thing that you use the idiom of the day, and you can be a bit more interactive if that is be. And of course, the thing that Toastmaster Revant has said, a bit more louder and clearer. And apart from that, yeah, that is basically the whole thing about your speech. Really good speech. And Toastmaster Revant, uh, there's not much points. You've done your evaluation, your part. That was really correctfully done. And just a few things here and there. You are supposed to, mention a person with Toastmaster and then name, not the and then the person's name that you just did. And I felt probably you should have, not rushed it till the end. It felt a bit rushed. So that's all. Apart from these things, the evaluation was perfect, as was the speech. Next, I'd be calling upon Toastmaster Sri Lalita for the second speaker's evaluation. Toastmaster Sri Lalita.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Toastmaster Smriti, let me start with things that I loved about your speech because there are a lot. Firstly, you started with a quote, which is probably one of the best ways to start a speech because you're hooking the audience in, you're grabbing their attention with something that they've already heard before. And so they're more interested. And obviously, you have your own interpretation of that. And so you can kind of pull the audience into your speech through that. Secondly, you were very comfortable with the audience. Your tone was very, it wasn't casual to the point of being like rude or anything, but it was very casual. It was, very conversational. It felt like we were really getting to know you, which is what the objective of your speech is. You had lovely language. Your script was very well written. I know that Steve Jobs said that the dots only connect looking backwards, but with respect to your speech, I didn't have to wait because one thought led to the next as beautifully as the Bangalore weather. Um, And a few things that I feel like you could improve upon. First of all, you used "bade hokar kya karna chahte ho beta" in your speech, which I mean, most of us do understand what it means because we have all had those annoying relatives who have asked us that question repetitively. So we do know what it means, but not all people will understand a language which isn't English. So you will have to translate it to English when you're giving a speech in this club. Next thing was slightly repetitive gestures. So you were, I don't remember what exactly, what point of the speech this came in, but you were doing 1 and 2 like this. You could, do 1, 2, slightly more, elaborate gestures. It projects confident body language. It shows that you really believe in your script, and it projects confidence. Secondly, your speed. You were going a little too fast, and because I know you, and because most of us here like are speak English pretty well, we were able to understand. But usually, I would recommend a few more pauses. Once you complete a thought, take a breath, and then continue. And you started laughing in the middle of your speech, like how I'm doing right now. And if it's a practice part of your speech, if you're including that as like a play acting thing in your speech, it's fine. But when you do it in the middle of a speech, it's a little unprofessional. So maybe do that next time. Your eye contact was okay, but I feel like you had a slight bias towards this side. And another small recommendation, you used the stage pretty well. You moved across like this, but you could use the stage a little more creatively as well. Like, for example, when you were talking about your past, you could go a little back. So you look shorter, like me. And when you're talking about the present, you can come forward. Things like that. Uh, and yeah, that is my evaluation for you. And before I conclude, I'll just tell you one thing. Forget everything I said right now, because this was your icebreaker and you get a break. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
That was a really good evaluation and quite a funny one. But then I guess the joke was not shared. Only you two were laughing. So, yeah, yes. I'll start off with Toastmaster Smriti's evaluation first. Your L1, P1, absolutely amazing. I've usually seen people stutter, stammer, think about it, add in a lot of uhs and not sing, just monotonous uhs. But then you were, as your evaluator said, quite a bit fast, which was, probably that 0.01% faster than usually people speak, which is kind of okay for people who can grasp English faster. But then it is suggested to take your own time, not rush it, and give proper breaks and speak, which was also again given. Your speech was pretty good. I didn't find much, evaluations to be made. L1, P1, very good, well organized, well structured, and well executed. You had me with the Interstellar, actually. And coming to Toastmasters Sri Lalita's evaluation of an evaluation, you started off with a code, good voice modulation, good use of vocabulary, good use of stage. Everything's pretty normal about you that you've done here. That is really good. And one thing I suggest is probably not laughing on the stage again, even in the crowd, because it might sometimes distract the person who's speaking on the stage, and it takes a lot of effort on their side to, profess something in front of people, communicate. I know you're stopping. Yes, it's pretty visible. And yeah, probably that took your time in, you know, giving the complete evaluation properly, which you usually do. So let's avoid that from the next meeting. Sure. Yeah. Now I'd like to call upon the third speaker's speech evaluator, which is my mentor, Toastmaster Jaswita. So I should be careful.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya, congratulations for successfully completing your L4P1. When I first saw your evaluation resource, I was pretty confused. It said manage change and change management plan. I was so bewildered and I was thinking what you would actually talk about. I want to thank you for making this topic and your speech crystal clear. I could recognize the aim of this project. This project said to talk about some instance in your past or present life and say how you would manage to bring change in that particular topic. And of all the segments you could choose, workplace, technology, college, or any other instance in your life, you have chosen the best amongst all of them. You have chosen the personal changes. Kudos for that. And like every plan has a certain points to make, I want to make my evaluation into 5 bulletins, 5 bullet points. The first one, the narrative. 5:30 to 5:40, 6:30 to 6:40, etc., etc. The timetable, the vocal modulation that you have used instantly grabbed your audience connection. And your plan of attracting your audience has worked. Congratulations on that. Second bulletin. What is that instance? What is that plan that you want to change? What is that plan that you want to manage change into? You have clarified this question with utmost comfort level. You have told that it's about the preparation about your board exams. Again, a hook an audience can all connect with. We have all gone through the same board exams. The third bulletin. You said you were real poor in your academics and you instantly followed it with a mathematical joke. You told that your marks were an waterfall plot. And what tickles your audience better than an irony? Thank you for that. And the fourth bulletin point, the delivery. You have given the action, studying the 14 hours a day and a 5 minutes of break. And then the result, 90% in boards. Boards, the vocal modulation that you have given to emphasize it. And we were all emphasized. Thank you for that. And you have planned and managed to bring the change. And it was your personal story that you have used. Let me nest this particular bulletin with some suggestions of mine so that I can make your super hit story into a blockbuster. You have supported your waterfall plot with a hand gesture, something like this. But we couldn't completely see it because it was in online mode and your body was real close to the camera. I would suggest you to go back and show your complete body so that we can see your whole body gestures. And I would suggest you to use the stage properly. You had two characters in your speech, you and your mother. You have used passive voice for your narration. What I would suggest you and recommend you is to have active voice so that instead of saying my mother said that, you can enact your mother and say that Aditya, from now I'm making your timetable. You have to study 14 hours a day so that you and we, the audience, can feel what's exactly going on. Yes, your structure was great until the story ended. And one suggestion that I would give you is that the conclusion, the analysis that followed along. You have given the positives, but also give the negatives. The most important motivation that you can give your audience is not only say what would happen, you should say that what would not happen when this will not happen too. And the fifth bulletin, the conclusion and your one-liners. You said that if you plan, you can rule and you can change the entire world. And you have given the one-liners about the blueprints of 2 different countries as well. And I would suggest you to not only use the one-liners, I felt they are your forte. Not only use them in the conclusion, but also throughout your speech. And to conclude your evaluation, you had wonderful pace, great narrative, good comfort level. Humor is your forte, use it more. Improve on the stage usage, improve on the characterization, use voices, and improve on the audience interaction. One suggestion that I give you is that you were an online speaker, you can plan something with your VP education so that activity or a mic could be passed along so that you can know your audience pulse. So this is my evaluation. Back to the general evaluator.
I left my book over there because I didn't find much to evaluate over here. Mentor and president, as usual, she has done her job really well. And what can I say about Toastmaster Aditya? He's he's him. Yeah, he's that kind of a guy in the club. You know, his evaluations, his one-liners are to the point, and I really loved the line that the quote that he quoted during his speech. That is, if you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. That is a really well elucidated quote, and a very minute thing I'd like to tell to my mentor, for which I hope I don't get XYZ. That is, you said blueprints of countries. Not really. Blueprints of the naval ships of those countries. So that time, a very minute thing. I'm pretty sure everyone understood it, but just it's my job, you know. Don't blame me. Now I'd like to call upon the tag team for the evaluation segment. And we'll start off with the grammarian first. Toastmaster Shambhavi, please come to the stage.
Thank you again, General Evaluator, and good evening again, one and all. I am back with my report, starting with the first thing every grammarian does. Reporting on how many people use the idiom of the day and word of the day. Idiom of the day was used by 3 people, Tapan, Toastmaster Smriti, and guess the third one? Yours truly. Yes. And word of the day was used by Toastmaster Angelina. And guess who? Yours truly again. So, and Toastmaster Shrilalita. Yes. Sorry for the miss. So, once again, what does every grammarian tell after announcing the list? Exactly. So, please use the word of the day and idiom of the day. Coming to improper grammatical uses and suggestions for improvement. Speak in English fluently could just be speak English fluently. In day one should be from day one. For a student president post should be for the student president post. And I just had 1 month away could be changed to I was just a month away from. I have the entire knowledge could be changed to I have all the knowledge. Can I ask you why? Can be. May I ask you why? Because you're asking for someone else's opinion, permission. Instead of narrating something as points, don't say bullet 1, bullet 2, say point 1, point 2, etc. Instead of we were emphasized, say it was well emphasized. And now coming to list of quotes, thoughts and words are saying that I really liked. Enumerate, bewildered, scepter, unmasking, true to her name, dopamine rush, dots only connect looking backwards. Kudos to you. Night, it was all a waste of ink. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. Unravel the mysteries. What you see isn't always what you get. I was the opposite of what I used to be. Do not go gentle into that good night. And yep, that would be all for my report. Once again, word of the day, idiom of the day, please use that. And that would be all. Over to the general evaluator.
Right. As usual, Toastmaster Shambhavi has very firstly bombarded us with proper humor, which is actually a good thing. It's a forte. And people have missed out on the idiom of the day and word of the day, as she has covered, and her evaluation stands apt, precise, to the point. So there's nothing much I can add to that. Now, without much ado, I'd be calling the R counter for today, Toastmaster Mansi.
Oh, so when I joined Toastmasters, I was like, this is a place where people come to be more confident, get on the stage, improve their public speaking and stuff. But that was just an apparition. Me sitting there being the R counter for the day, I realized that it is so hard to be a listener, especially for someone who has the attention span of a goldfish. Nevertheless, this is my report. Starting with the prepared speeches for today. Toastmasters Tapan, you had absolutely no ums and ers in your speech, but there were little pauses and so's here and there. Maybe look into that next time. And the next Toastmaster Smriti, you had a crystal clear, perfect speech, and I have nothing to say more than that. And coming to Toastmaster Aditya Meti, a perfect speech again. I have nothing else to give. And coming to speech evaluator one, Toastmaster Revant, you had a bit of us, ums, and so's here and there, but that's just it. Next, speech evaluator Sri Lalita, I mean Toastmaster Sri Lalita, you had us, and ums here and there while evaluation, but that's just that. Apart from that, it was perfect. And finally, Toastmaster Jaswita, it was a perfect speech. I have nothing else to give. I would like to conclude by saying that being a perfect speaker might feel like a pie in the sky, obviously, but the irony is me saying this, the only thing that would make you a perfect speaker is being confident and just putting yourself out there. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Sometimes brain lag. That has become a part of my life since I've joined BTech. Coming to the evaluation, our counter, you're also supposed to evaluate, if I'm not wrong, those table topic speakers as well, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So you missed out on that, and it's okay. I guess it's your first time, so works. But next time, when you take up the role, be sure of evaluating every single person who comes on the stage, be it the general evaluator, speaker, speech evaluator, or anyone else, including the table topic session, TTM, or the Toastmasters who speak. And apart from that, I think you should have been a bit more clear on how people have been using ers and ums and how they could have improvised with by not using them in slight manners here and there. And it's okay. You said it yourself. A goldfish is, yeah, but it's okay. I mean, I was just pulling your leg. It's completely fine for your first time. So these are a few things that you have to consider next time. And to finish off with the tag team's evaluation, I'd be calling the timer for their evaluation. Toastmaster Abhinaya. Claps.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. So starting off with the meeting, we started the meeting on time, 4:30, but I don't think we're going to end the meeting on time. So let's keep a track of it from the next time. Coming to the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Tapan, Toastmaster Smriti, and Toastmaster Aditya. Everyone are on time, so good job. Coming to the speech evaluators, Toastmaster Revant, you are on time, and Toastmaster Shrilalita and Toastmaster Jasvita, you both crossed the time limits. You took 3 minutes and 53 seconds. You took 5 minutes and 2 seconds. So have a track on it from the next time. And coming to the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Arpita, Toastmaster Praneeth, Toastmaster Shrilalita, Toastmaster Ganesh, and Toastmaster Pranav. Everyone were within the time limits. So good job done. Yes, that is all with my report. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster Ganesh.
That was a good, or rather a brisk report of the meeting, and I don't know if I have to add a few points to it. It would be a bit better if you can drag on a bit more. That's okay, that's completely all right, but you should probably use your time to the fullest. That is something I felt. And instead of, telling you guys were on time, kudos, it could have probably told them this is the amount of time you've taken, this is the amount of time, this is the amount of buffer that you've taken, if any. That would have, you know pulled it off to the limit of the time. It's an easy job and it's a good job. You've given a really good report. That's for the tag team. Now coming for my evaluation, I've seen as the timings is one thing, we've gotten late. That is one thing that we can address. Apart from that, you know, the one thing that I've spoken about, that is people are to be addressed here as Toastmasters until they're guests. So I don't see any guests here. We're all Toastmasters. So let's address each other with the title Toastmaster and then the name, which is, sounds good. Some people have been waiting to hear it. Let's manifest it for some time. And that is one. And one suggestion, rather a correction or a recommendation from my side, is when you're laughing, laugh. There is no problem about it. People are not gonna be after you for laughing about something or the other, even if you find it funny. But then don't laugh so much that the whole world knows and the World Trade Center is covering your footage. Pretty much. And I would really appreciate if people reduce the crosstalk while the speech is going on, which is in a way a bit of a disrespect to the speaker who's coming and speaking here. His or her efforts are going to wane, right? So let's not do that. And coming to Toastmasters Pranav's, I don't know, mind matter confusion. Probably you should have asked once more if you had a doubt instead of going mind matter the whole time. I mean, apart from the humor that everyone here enjoyed, I think it is a bit unprofessional on our side to go mind matter, mind matter instead of, saying something. You just had to choose one and speak for 1 minute. Instead, I felt you probably spoke for 5 seconds with a one sentence saying, I choose mind. And then the rest of it was the graph, sine curve. So that I think we can avoid. I mean, table topics speeches can be funny, but they have to have something else than the graph or something that is not repetitive, right? I'm just trying to point that out because I felt that is one thing that started off a cacophony in the crowd, which was enjoyable, good, nothing wrong about it. But then let's keep a check on it. And your speech was also good. I'm not saying anything about that. It was good. And apart from that, uh, let's have a more energetic crowd, right? We, as I've been observing since the last few minutes, rather since the beginning of the meeting, energy started from here and then it went here, just like my friend showed. And I think it directly went gradually. There was no up again. So I think we should be a bit more energetic while we are calling someone on stage. We should clap, and people are not supposed to be reminded about it because it is what it is. You're supposed to clap. You know the rule, and we should be a bit more supportive in that term, in those terms, actually. And apart from that, we should also, think of, uh, I don't know, not making things a bit serious and sticking to the usual wavelength of things. And that is actually a good thing that people have laughed and people have made jokes. It was really entertaining to, table topic session. But I hope from the next meeting, everyone, even in the speakers session, it is the same energy that is shared. And apart from that, I don't think I have much to say. Well, yes, coming to that, my evaluation, you guys evaluate me. You tell. How was my table talk speech? This is the energy I was talking about. In a way. Thumbs up. Yeah.
You forgot to evaluate me.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is what I meant when I said the moment I saw you, I felt it was an apparition. This is exactly what I meant. I forgot you were there. Okay. Yeah, Toastmaster Angelina, as usual, you came up with props, you came up with a very creative idea of your own to how you could stick to the, what do we say, the theme of the meeting, and how you could connect it to your questions in the table topic session. Well arranged and well executed. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the evaluation for the table topic sessions. And my evaluation stands finish here. So back to the TMOD.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and all the evaluators present here to give their evaluations. Now, let's move on to conclude the topic. What did you guys even get to know? Like, did I confuse you? Yes. Okay. Guys, did I confuse you? Well, I wanted that confusion though, still, so that you could stay. I wanted that confusion so that you can stay alive until the meeting is over, not drowse off. Basically, I would ask our president to, as a general evaluator set, to just arrange, if possible, uh, a contest in which it just terms that if you laugh, you lose, so that our audience will stop laughing at the speeches. Not any offense for anyone, but yeah, that would be a fun segment, right? Where you gonna go talk, give jokes and stuff. Now, concluding my theme, what did you guys get to know? What are illusions? Anyone? Nice. Yes. Yeah. So we all live in this illusion, and at some point of time, you all are so damn delusional that you think that the whole world is bad and evil, and you want to kill everyone else. Do you feel that? I get that sometimes. Don't call me Aaron Yeager after that. Okay. So now, do you guys still think that staying in Delulu is the Salulu? No. Okay. Let me come back to that. Now, moving on, I would like to just tell one thing, that is, do you think market is a illusion? The market rates, and you making, they are the market flooding rates, and the uncertainties and stuff. They are illusions, right? No? Yes. Okay. So basically, what other people do in these illusions is they stand apart. They reflect on themselves. That is, the people who are entrepreneurs or some people who want to acquire that market. They stand unique. They have very different target audience, a target customers, where they focus on them and stand unique, and those strategies or their business ideas are pitched, and we get inspired, and not to copy them, but to turn back to yourself, ask for suggestions if you want to, and then reflect back and come with your own conclusion which would work out for you. That's what is needed, right? To break your delusion. Right? Instead of asking everyone a suggestion, hey, how is this? How is that? And staying in delusion that, yeah, I'm bad or I'm good. Instead of that, you reflect on yourself and create your own illusion instead of being in a delusion. Well, with that being said, I would like to conclude this theme. Over to you, the presiding officer.
Okay, thank you all for being here. And before I conclude this meeting, I just want a small feedback session from you. Okay, if you're on your phones, you can just keep your phone aside for a minute. Yes, meeting. You are sending the evaluation link. Okay, you can send it. And okay, I just want to ask you a question. I have asked this before the meeting as well. So, how many of you have known about the role that you're performing right now? Like, is it the first time that you're performing this role? Okay, how many of you say that it's the first time? Okay, I think Sri Lalita, it's your first time being a speech evaluated. Okay, so it's your first time. Okay, and how many of you have known about this role before doing this? Completely about this role, and have contacted your mentor. Okay, even if this is not your first time, have you contacted your mentor before doing this role? Okay, so what I have felt, I'll be completely honest, is that we can improve. Okay, we can improve a lot in a lot of aspects right now. So I see a lot. When I started my first Toastmaster journey, I never liked sending my script to my mentor. I thought my whole thought process would be known to him or her, and they would judge me based on that. I never trusted a person too much, and in that process, I stopped trusting myself as well. If you are anything hesitant that your mentor would judge you, they would not. If you're thinking that your mentor would point out, they would not. If they would say that they would criticize you, they would not. Okay, they would just give you some suggestions so that you can improve, so that you can be better on the stage. So what I want for all of you to do after this meeting is to text your mentor. I will make sure that this recording will be uploaded today. Okay, and I know all of your mentors here, and your mentors constantly talk to me about how much you approach them. Okay, I want you to have a constant communication with your mentors so that you will be able to come onto the stage and improve your quality and this meeting's quality as well. So if you haven't sent your script to your mentor yet, and you think that the meeting is over, I don't have to do it, send it right now. Send the recording to your mentor, ask them. If you want, you just pester them that how you have performed on this particular stage. I will take care of my two mentees right here. I will give them the feedback and make sure you got your feedback. And the next meeting you come over here, I will be giving you this mic for 1 to 2 minutes to talk about how this feedback is going to help you. Yes? Let's not just be a club who comes onto the stage, does their role, and just forget about it. We have to improve, right? So after 1 month or 2 months, I just want you to be better than today, because we can be better. Yes. So with that being said, illusions or delusions, we'll work on that as well, and let's work on the reality as well. Great session, guys. I loved your energy in performing your roles. So have that same energy in encouraging the other person as well. Okay. I need to improve a lot as well. I have given my evaluation for 5 minutes, which is not done. Okay, it is done for 2 to 3 minutes. So I should be contacting my mentor as well. I'll be doing that. I promise. Just promise that you will be doing it as well. Okay. So you have 3 more days for the next meeting. And what I suggest you to have is 1 week of gap between each of the roles so that you can improve. Okay. So you have 1 more week. Take a paper, write it down that where you can improve and where you can be better for the audience. Because here, timer, the role, okay, I don't want to do the general evaluation for the whole meeting, but I'll take just 5 minutes of your time to say where you could have improved. The timer right here, your evaluation takes 2 to 3 minutes, individual evaluation. So even though we don't have much time, you can take up time and tell the speaker where the timing could have been improved. Because my speech evaluation could have been improved a lot better, and you can tell about where I can start my conclusion, where I can start my suggestions. So this can improve once you start attending a lot of more meetings. Our counter here, yes, crutches, repeats, pauses, fillers. Okay, so get to know about your role better. Okay, so you can do a lot better. I have seen amazing potential on you. You are a flawless speaker. Let's get more of the information side so that we can work on it. Okay, grammarian has taken up the role in the very last moment. She has given these things. I'll give her evaluation. I'll just talk about the speakers here, right here. And the essay, I have advised you to take a paper onto the stage. So what happens is that we are completely aware and we feel that very confident, but let's just have that sheet of paper in our hands so that in case we forget, because introductions are something that are really confusing, and my introduction that I gave you is also very confusing. I have said that. So when in Toastmasters we tell that we'll use some formal kind of notions, right? So we need to have that formality in the whole meeting so that the speech, the ending, the first impression is the best impression. So the essay, the, you had high power. Let's work on the delivery, right? Great. And who else do we have here? The TMOD. Yes, TMOD, you had amazing content, but your mic was here. I couldn't hear you at all. I couldn't hear you at all. And we can work on the audience awareness. If your mentor is not, I'm telling you again, you might say that my mentor is really busy with their jobs. You can always contact me. Okay. Even though I remain your president, my term will get over in 2 months. Still, you can contact me. Okay. And the TMOD, your content, I would like for your script to be reviewed once. It has structure and it has jokes, but it can be improved with the placement of it. Okay, let's work on that. And Smriti, your icebreaker. Smriti, the thing that I have observed about in your speech is that you have a lot of content, and your pace was very fast. If the audience just 1 minute or 1 second, if they just move away from the stage, they would not have the chance to connect with you later. So let's work on the pace. I was also a rapper. Like if you give me a table topic here right on the stage, I think after my contest was done, they asked me my contest expression. Are you a little bit nervous while you're doing it? Because I rap when I am nervous. Yes. So let's. Your content is really good, vocal modulation and the pace, and I mean you were really like comfortable on the stage as well for an icebreaker. So kudos on that. And again, speech evaluator, speaker first. Yes. So the speaker, Tapan, your story was a review, right? Like your speech evaluator has told, you already have your speech evaluator. He has given a great points, and work on the vocal modulation, work on the pace. And it was like reading out of a book, but you have to feel it. If you feel it, you see, when you tell about your story to your friend, you say that you know what happened in the morning, right? You tell about a lot of like, when you talk with your friend, I think you use language that we don't use on the stage. That will make your speech like very interactive, very Tapanish. So let's find that Tapanish in language that you can use on the stage as well. You'll be having certain words, you will have something that can make your speech more interactive. You can have more characters in it. You can make it like your speech, your content. I must say that 6 minutes of speech content you have, I don't know whether you have memorized or you have told out of the heart, but it was flawless. If it is from a book, I can just like it had from top to bottom every line, everything. Just it was like you can work on being more a better of a speaker. You have great memory and a great potential. Yes. So the general evaluator and the speech evaluator. I haven't heard your speech evaluation much to give much like improvements on it. I'll go through the recording, and yes, you had great points. That I can remember, but I'll go through the recording. General evaluator. Yes, you have to evaluate each and every person on the stage. I think there are advantages and disadvantages. I gave a 5.5 minute of speech, what do you say that? Evaluation, and you can't say that she's my mentor, she'll belt me. It's okay if you tell like anything, because here in this meeting, everyone is a Toastmaster, irrespective of their year. First year is sitting right here, second years are sitting, fourth year, if another older person, everyone is a Toastmaster. Advantages, disadvantages, everything has it. Right now, I'm standing on the stage, I'm not moving. I can use the stage better. Right now, you can evaluate me. Every one of you can have points on how I can be better speaker on this particular stage, right? So general evaluation, yes, few things you can like keep it away is that point out, criticizing. So in Toastmasters, we don't judge, we evaluate, right? So these are the things which I felt like this bunch of people, enthusiastic bunch, who are ready to take up roles all the time. I see role. When I joined the club, it was like 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago. Whole club was with seniors, right? And when I started my term, it was online, and we were struggling to get the sheet filled. And now I see the whole sheet filled in some 30 to 40 minutes. You have high potential. Let's work on your quality as well. Okay. I have taken 1.5 years to come onto this stage. You will take a lot too. And I will take a lot too. I am not a perfect speaker, not at all. I need to improve as well. So let's improve together. And I want you to see every 39 members in this club. Okay. As your friend, ask every one of them how you have done. Take suggestions from them, be critical, but also in a good tone, right? With that being said, as PO should not take this much amount of time. I know that the time is running. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, anything you want to tell me right now? Nothing?
Could you give me an evaluation, please?
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry, Angelina. I was writing my speech evaluation during your table topic session. I shouldn't be doing that, but a speech evaluator should take. I'll give evaluation for me as well. A speech evaluator should take 5 minutes to do their speech evaluation, and I have taken 20 minutes to do that speech evaluation because I haven't done it since 4 months, 5 months. I don't know how long. So that 5 minutes I should be taking, and then delivering it on stage for 2 minutes to 3 minutes is something that I should work upon so that I can help others well as well. Yes, right. So that's something I have learned from this meeting. And yes, I'll send this recording to my mentor to evaluate. So with that being said, I conclude the meeting number 227 themed. Let's talk about illusions. Closed. I don't know who will take the picture. My VPPR isn't here. Yeah. What happened? Yeah, link. See, your presiding officer has forgot the general evaluators link has to be sent and winners have to be told. Yeah. Uh, Meanwhile, if anyone wants to talk anything about their experience, Smriti, icebreaker. And the few things have to be removed from that form because a few people have been disqualified based on time. So just don't vote right now. He'll send another link. Yeah.
Yeah, so for icebreaker, it was fun and I had fun. I'm glad I finally got to do it. And the theme, everything was so cool, pretty interesting. Just the strength is pretty less, I think, like Dastan and the fest and everything. Usually it's pretty exciting. Today the energy is just a bit down, but everything else was great. I think I had fun. And yeah.
And may I see you in the next selection? That's great. So, anyone else? That's it. Done. Pranav Nair. Anything. Come. Talk about how your mentor is, how she makes such racist jokes. Something, anything. Do a table topic, proper table topic. Huh? Oh, the link is sent. Vote and talk.
Let me vote.